Hey everyone, welcome to or welcome back to UFOs and Strange Things. I've got some UFOs and I've got some strange things. As usual, I'm going to start with the original picture and show you all the pictures after. Um, all these photos were taken either by my wife or by myself, and we will discuss what we see if needing discussed on the way through. Anyway, as usual, if anybody has any UFOs or strange things, go ahead and send them to me. I will have my email in the end of this video as well as in the description. So, anyway, this was taken about 3 or 4 nights ago. You can see a little dash in the sky. This is a close-up of that. My wife's phone takes a lot better pictures than mine. This was from my phone. Um, that was also something that was in the sky that wasn't supposed to be there. My phone doesn't really do very well on video, especially at night. This is upside down, and I had to lighten it up so you could see what that little slit is at the bottom. Here's another picture that was taken right off of my porch that goes out looking across the mountain, and this was up above the mountain, um, not supposed to be there, as well as these two pictures. The weird part was, is out of the 10 pictures we took that night, only 2 of them had this really bright thing in the corner. We figured it was the flash, so we took a couple more pictures, and that wasn't it. This was on the railing. It's not there now, and it wasn't there before. It just kind of showed up when we took that picture. This picture alone had about 12 different things in it. Some of them that are hard to see, I'm going to color enhance, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And this one, I wasn't quite sure. It seemed like something was up there when we were out there, and I had her take the picture, but I couldn't really tell. This is obviously a color enhance of that. I don't know. I'd like your opinion. If you look to the left of this, there was something that was lit up in the clouds right above it. I've also got a color enhance of that. It shows the cloud a little bit better and the other thing a little bit better, but it still kind of looks like a triangle pointed downward there. Here after this, you'll have a close up of this. There was, like I said, 10 or 12 things in these pictures. Um, as I went through, I probably spent half an hour on each picture, blowing it up and looking at every little square inch because everywhere I looked, there were little white dots, there were little black dots. There was a bunch of these little triangle sets all over the place. If I took a blow up all over those, we'd be sitting here for an hour. And you can see the 3 black dots in the center. 2 on the right and left are a little easier. Here's another odd object that was up in the clouds. You can tell by the pixelation that it was blown up quite a bit. What was weird is there was something to the left of that. I didn't see that until I started making a video. Had to start over because I saw that and I was like, whoa. Anyway, another bunch of these little black things all over the place. We seem to catch this shape a lot. That seems to be in the pictures quite often. We don't ever see most of these with our eyes. The ones that we do see, I let you know that we saw them. On this one, all the way to the right, there was something in the clouds. That's why I did the color enhanced. This one, there's a dot in the center and one right above it. Excuse me. I'm hoping this will show up better on the TV. Kind of hard to tell on these pictures. As you can tell, all these pictures were taken within a couple seconds of each other. A lot of the objects don't share from one picture to the next because they kind of shot through pretty quick. Here's a close-up of what was there a second ago. The one here in a second is going to be a little bit harder to see, and I'll have it color enhanced. Oh, excuse me. This one's fairly easy to see. The one after this, I color enhanced, didn't bother messing with it because you couldn't really see it. It looked like a bunch of straight lines. You can see it now. When I did see that when she took a picture, and it literally looked like a crystal tower, like you look at in the Superman thing, where he had all those little crystals, but there was only like 3 or 4 of them lined up. Here's several more little objects. Um, this looks kind of like the other object, but it was right next to it. I tried to have them both on the same screen, and it just wouldn't fit and make it actually seeable. Um, as well as you can tell that each one of these is at a little bit slightly different angle. Um, a bunch, just like I said, there was a bunch of these 3 and 4 dots sitting next to each other. This was one of my pictures, I think, because it's not as clear as the wife's. There's 3 there in the center. I'm hoping that'll show up. The color enhance here in a second will show it a little bit better. You can see the 2 of them. You can't really see the third one as well. Here's another picture coming up. Like I said, here's the original. Let me go through them after this. This one's hard to see, but it's pretty much in the center. And then there's two little dots above it. There's a few of these in a row. This one was just odd. Another one of those really faint dots, but it was up there. Like I said, the same shape. When I blew that up, it didn't get much clearer, so that's why it's only where it is. Here's another one that was up higher in the picture. It's more towards the center. Here's a color enhanced one that the original picture itself just didn't show anything, so I had to color enhance it like usual. Here's two little dots. You can see one of them clearly. I'm not sure if the other one will show up very well. Here's another one that was up in the upper right. Let's see the next picture. You can tell that all these pictures are obviously the same. We're taken fairly close to each other because they still have the same shape of the crap in the clouds. I don't know. Some of these, give me your opinion on. Um, I've got a picture of a dragonfly that was pretty cool, and my wife took a picture towards the end of a couple eagles flying around, and something was just sitting there in the clouds that she didn't see with her phone, and she just thought eagles were cool, so she took some pictures, and we'll have that towards the end. Here's another enhanced where it's right in the center. A lot of these same shaped objects, no matter what day, what time of night. With my phone, I like to take them closer to when the sun's straight up. That's when I get the best pictures. But with her phone, it really doesn't matter. She's got a lot clearer pictures, and when you blow it up, you can see things a lot easier. Um, like this shape. I mean, this is a random or the same shape almost through the whole videos. These were kind of strange. I'm not quite sure what those were. Here's a color enhanced of it. I don't know, bunch of odd stuff up there. Here's a picture that I thought was kind of cool. The wife took it because she thought something was in the clouds to the right, and I blew that up, and there wasn't. But this was in the clouds. Um, on the first picture, it just kind of looked cool how there was a right angle of the cloud. Here's a color enhanced of something that didn't show up on the picture very clearly, so I just didn't screw with showing you the first picture and the last picture on that one. Um, like I said, she thought there was something up in here, and there were a few things floating around. Like here on the little to the left, you can see that it's a lot easier to see now with color enhanced. Um, I don't know. It's your guys' opinion on all this would be cool. Just same thing with this. If I blew that up any bigger, it would just look like a square. Here's another one that was up in the upper, or excuse me, lower left of the picture. Here's a color enhanced of something that was up there, but you couldn't really clearly see it when you moved the picture around. You could see it was still sitting there, so I decided to play with color. That's how you get a lot of the color enhanced ones. This was another one that was seems to be the same kind of in each one of these pictures. A lot of these pictures have, oh, this one has that double line. We've been seeing that one a lot. Um, this one I'm not quite sure. It was there, but it was hard to see, so obviously I color enhanced it. This one was just a. We have a lot of these dots, um, and they don't go away when you play with the color. Um, and the planes that fly through here are crystal clear, and they're 4 to 5 times the size of any of these, so they can't be airplanes. The bugs, when we catch them, they're clearly a bug in the screen. Like at the beginning when you saw the dragonfly. Here are some of the pictures that I like to take that are straight up. I catch a lot of these white dots and a lot of the little black dots. Um, my picture doesn't take nearly as good pictures as she said her phone does, like I said. You can see a couple white ones and a couple dark ones there. Um, every once in a while I just go out and take pictures and go in a circle. Here was something that wasn't a cloud, and that's right above the cloud in the center. There's another one kind of like it to the left of that one in the photo, and then there was another one to the right of and lower of that on that photo. Here's that. Coming up, there will be a few more pictures of the same day spinning around. There wasn't a whole lot in this one. There was a couple of these, and there were some smaller ones, but they were really pointless to put up because you really couldn't make them out. Kind of like this one, but they were a lot blurrier than that. And when they get blurry, there's no point in looking at them. Here's a color enhanced of that same object, and something to the lower left showed up when I was playing with the color and didn't see that. Here was the dragonfly I was telling you about. Bugs show up pretty clearly. There was about six of them flying around, and I've never seen that many at one time together. It was pretty cool. Here's another photo. I try to keep the sun glare close to the sun, so it's easier to point out other things. So people go, "Oh, that's the sun flare. It's not that. It's not this. It's not that." I've been learning quite a bit by playing with pictures and seeing what is sun flares and what isn't. Anyway, we're getting close to the end here, and I would appreciate it if any of you guys would send me anything that was tasteful of UFOs and strange things. Here's those pictures of the eagles that my wife was took a picture of, and this was hiding up in the clouds. You can see the two light. I tried other ways to make it visible, but it just didn't happen. And then there was this that she didn't see sitting at the bottom. And here's a blowing up of that in a second. But anyway, any usual strange things, tasteful, funny, Mandela effects, any of that kind of stuff, if you can send them to me at mj420babies@gmail.com, or just anything, your comments would be great. Please like, share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your summer and stay cool. All right, you guys have a great one, and I will see you on the next.